Welcome to 321 Profits, the podcast that brings you expert advice and behind-the-scenes information to help launch your business success. This program is a media production of GLD Enterprises Communications Limited. Now, here's your host, Gery Deer.
3, 2, 1.
Hey everybody, Gery Deer with GLD Enterprises Communications here at 321 Profits, the podcast. And we are at the GLD Enterprises studios today, and you can see our lovely sign back there that's probably backwards. I never know how these are going to work. And we're here today with our episode about sales, and my friend Matt Borgert is here with us. Say hi, Matt.
Hi, how are you? Nice to see you again.
And we've just been talking about how sales has been affected by the internet and how people think about sales differently now than they used to. And my partner, Julie, over there. Say hi, Julie.
Hi, Julie.
Oh, that's a good one.
No, that's funny.
We've never used that.
We've never used that before. This has been a hard day,
like
folks.
Wile E. Coyote with the Acme Company pellets.
Again with the Acme stuff. So we just among the things we learned is that apparently everybody loves the Roadrunner. I don't know what's going on with that. Matt's a fan of the Coyote. He wants to see.
I hated the Roadrunner.
Doesn't like the Roadrunner. Okay.
He's kind of a pompous jerk.
He doesn't quite.
Prima donna.
He doesn't. He never does.
He needed to be.
So I'm going to throw, for our video piece of this, I'm going to talk a little bit just for a second. In fact, we can take these off because it's not recording anymore that way. Julie finally got her headphones off. So we've been talking about sales. And one of the things I wanted to throw out there, so one piece we ended up with in the last couple of minutes was you and I met because of a business networking organization. And one of the things that is really interesting when you get to know some of the other people that we've had on the show, a lot of people have done their business by cold calling and by being in sales in some fashion or marketing their business in a certain way. But I just want to reiterate the networking side of this thing because we didn't really talk about that a whole lot on the podcast. Yeah. So how many different kinds of networking have you done over the years? Was there any particular
My first real career, which I did very well in, was in the hotel industry, hotels and conventions and that kind of stuff, and I did very well in it.
And that's trying to get people to come into the hotel to hold their events and
hold their
whatever.
Convention, their company meetings, seminars, training, all kinds of stuff. Anything you would use a hotel for. But it's mostly in the sales aspect of it. It's business and business, sales, conventions, state associations, fraternal groups, stuff like that. Hotels, networking is a big deal. A lot of that goes on, whether it's a business after hours that you're hosting at your property or something like that. Any other kind of networking event that you might have. You go to a lot of conventions, you go to a lot of trade shows. Trade shows is kind of a form of networking.
It really is, yeah.
It's kind of a weird mix between, I don't know, it's a weird mix between something.
And salespeople in trade shows, there's the guys that do it right, and guys, I'm using guys and women and men interchangeably.
Sitting there behind the booth or whoever it is and just...
And you can't be the one sitting behind the booth, right?
It's
you got to be out there.
Yeah, it costs money. I used to buy the trade shows and it costs a lot of money. It's not cheap to go to a trade show.
What did you say, Julie?
I said part convention, part networking party, part training.
It's weird to have a network opportunity there with kind of the physical product. You see that on like the home improvement show.
Right, exactly.
You can actually put your hands on it, but it's really a networking event.
It's so the thing that I've noticed about it, and I've written articles about this before, about you've got the networkers who know how to do it because they're not card collectors.
Yeah.
You got the guys going to the trade show who don't have a booth or anything, and they're going there to meet specific people. Yeah. But the ones that know what they're doing will go looking for us. They've already sort of sussed it out. They know who they're going to be talking to, and they go to meet those people. So they have 4 or 5 that they want to get to know, and they start building relationships with those people. But the card collectors don't do that. So if you know somebody who does that, that's not the right way to network, where you're just going around grabbing everybody's card.
Yeah, there's no point.
There's no point. And then the next day you're fire hosing email on them, trying to get them to buy your stuff.
Yeah. I spoke with you for 7 minutes and now we're good friends.
Yeah.
Really, in terms of what we talked about, the face-to-face contact, there's no substitute for it.
And that's
When
where,
you're doing it as a marketer, which we call cold calling or prospecting, or you're doing it from a pure sales standpoint, but the cold calling is really just marketing being done face to face.
it is. It
That's
is.
what it is.
And now we're doing it, and
It's more impactful, more expensive, but the conversion rate is a little bit higher.
but in the other part, when you're doing the networking side, you're farming, not hunting. You're trying to plant seeds that will happen
You're
later,
trying to make a nice impression and somebody remembers you or something like that.
and then later on you're contacting them again. And then you get to know these people a little bit better, and that can carry on for years. Like they may leave their job and go to
If
something
there
else.
was any discussion at all in a networking scenario, where the person found what you were doing interesting or something, and really keep in mind at networking, the way to get somebody talking is to ask them about themselves. Tell me what you
And then they will, because people love talking to
People
people.
love talking about themselves.
I talk about myself all the time. Listen,
Yeah, he does.
I
He
do.
does. He talks
I do it
about
constantly.
He's amazing every day.
Nobody is more amazing.
There are memes about it.
So that's. With that, I think we're at the end of this particular little video.
No more
So
useful information.
no more useful information. That's all we've got. So make sure you do your business well. We'll see you again on the old, not on the old Nerd in the Gym. That's a whole different thing. Well, on 3, 2, 1 Profits, the podcast. Thanks a lot.
This program is a media production of GLD Enterprises Communications Limited. Don't miss a single episode. Be sure to subscribe to 321 Profits today.